Hi, would you like to buy this pen? Hello and welcome to yet another episode of the Euroman movie report. This week we're gonna talk about a movie about a guy who came from modest means, gained a lot of wealth, but he didn't in fact lose it all, but he lost something of himself. And of course I'm gonna talk about Wolf of Wall Street. Wolf of Wall Street is a new movie directed by Martin Scorsese and is based upon the two-volume biography by former American entrepreneur, stockbroker and fraudster Jordan Belfort. And the movie details how Jordan Belfort began his career as a stockbroker in the late 1980s and how he went into business for himself and founded this somewhat shady trading company, Stratton Oakmont. And the interesting thing about this movie is, of course, it's very long, it's very extreme in some ways, but it's like the first 2 hours of the film we see Jordan Belfort, played by Leonardo DiCaprio, going from modest means and climbing and climbing and climbing and climbing the social ladder, and he gains more and more wealth, and the more wealth that he gains, the more extreme he gets. He has sex with all these prostitutes and takes all these drugs, and it's like there's a connection between the wealth that he gains and the more extreme he gets, and the same goes for his friends who he founds his company with. And I must say, as I said, the movie is very extreme in some ways, and I fail to believe that maybe it's just me who is naive, that some people would have sex in front of their co-workers, but who knows. Anyway, and as I said, the movie details the climb of Jordan Belfort and how the more rich he gets, the more of his humanity he loses, because he distances himself. Firstly, he cheats on his first wife, gains a new wife, but he ends up cheating on her as well, and distancing himself from what in turn mattered the most for him. And in some ways one can argue that that made him lose something of himself, because he didn't lose all his money according to the epilogue of the film, but he lost his kids and his two wives. And but was it a good film? Yeah, the acting, especially Leonardo DiCaprio's acting, was superb, and I hope he's nominated for an Oscar for this film. And Jonah Hill, who plays some sort of fictional character, he was great in this film. It's good to see that Jonah Hill, he can really act it in, not only in comedies. And there's a short cameo by Matthew McConaughey in the beginning of the film, where he plays this character Mark Hanna. I don't know if the Mark Hanna character is real or not, but I don't know if I have interpreted the way the Mark Hanna character is portrayed, but here we go. In my opinion, it's like the Mark Hanna character we have in the beginning of the film. We have the young Jordan Belfort, who is naive, and it's like the Mark Hanna character, he seduces Jordan Belfort like some sort of Mark Hanna character being some sort of devil who seduces the young Jordan Belfort into selling his soul in some weird way. Maybe it's me who is over-interpreting the film, and it's like after he has accepted the way of life of a stockbroker from Mark Hanna, it's like he's a changed person, and this sends him on this journey where he, as I said, loses some of himself. And here's a spoiler regarding the end of the film. And regarding the end of the film, of course, there's a cameo by the real Jordan Belfort at the end of the film, and I don't know if you guys have missed it, but I caught it. So look for him in the last 5 minutes of The Wolf of Wall Street. And in my opinion, and of course, as I said, here's a spoiler regarding the ending, when Jordan Belfort, he talks to this crowd in New Zealand, where he attempts to use the sales trick where he used to teach his employees about the pin. It's like, in my opinion, that Jordan Belfort then becomes the Mark Hanna character, because it's like the way the audience who listens to his lecture are shown. It's like he's now Mark Hanna, who is luring these naive people into that way of life. And I don't know if it's me who is over-interpreting, but that's what I got from the end scene of The Wolf of Wall Street. But great acting by the entire crowd, and the movie is a little bit is somewhat extreme, with a lot of sex and drugs. And if you're not into watching that in a big screen movie, then you shouldn't go in and watch it. But if you can handle it, then it's an interesting film. Seeing, as I said, a man build up his company, doing it fraudulently or not. So that's besides the point. He amassed this huge fortune in a short window, and that is somewhat awesome to watch in my opinion. But it's a good film, and Martin Scorsese has done a good job with directing, in my opinion. So I enjoyed it, and if I'm gonna rate it, I would give it 5 out of 5 Coca-Cola bottles. And that's it. And next week we're going back to one of my old favorite universes, the Ryan-verse. And of course I'm talking about Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit. And it will be interesting to see. I know that Jack Ryan, Shadow Recruit is supposedly based on a non-Tom Clancy related script called Dubai. But it will be great to see the old Jack Ryan character rebooted onto the big screen, because I think that them having chosen Chris Pine to play Jack Ryan was a good choice, because let's face it, in 2002 having Ben Affleck play Jack Ryan, that was a stupid choice in my opinion. But let's see next week if Chris Pine is up to the task of playing Jack Ryan. Until then, take care, dudes. This is Euroman of Euroman's Movie Report, signing off. Have a pleasant weekend, and thanks for watching. Bye for now.